Alright, this is the exhaust here, so obviously 50mm straight gate, just going straight to the ground. Welded that from there. I've still got to put it back together. Bit of a drag that these things only run a 6 pound spring as well, so I'm going to have to run an external boost controller to be able to get a little bit more boost out of it. Very ideally running probably around 12-14 pound, whatever Mark feels safe running. And then 4-inch exhaust, which the whole way. I've tucked this up as high as I can go. Could have probably fit a resonator in there, but I can't imagine it doing fuck all, and not running it where I wanted to run it. So 4-inch, so it comes out, turbo. I've got a couple of little snazzy mounts here, hold it up into place. Still got to weld them up, and then big oval muffler from Adrenaline R. Made another bracket that sits up there, the M10 boss on it, and then I was going to oval it and then run it through there, but it was too low to the ground, so I didn't want it to catch. Even this sits probably about 15mm below the chassis rail, and the truck's only about 50mm off the ground, so I'm going to have to build a skid plate that sits underneath this so it doesn't catch and try to rip my exhaust off if I do encounter a bit of road. And then yeah, straight out the side there. Hopefully it doesn't blow my flap open.
Tell them the real reason why you did the exhaust like that?
Hey?
So did you tell them the real reason you did the exhaust like that?
What's the real reason?
So you can deafen every motherfucker on pit wall at Royal Puma.
Oh yeah, that too. That was already going to happen anyway. So yeah, straight there. So bit of gate, bit of 4-inch exhaust work coming out the side, so it should be pretty loud. So yeah, I want to strip that off now, do my motor mounts. I've actually started tackling the drive shaft, so now I've got it flat, so I took out 25mm out of this plate. So today I'm going to try make a top plate as well. I'd probably make it part of this frame, so I don't have to try put it on, and then when I bolt this up it squashes it all together. So I'll tidy all this shit up, grind all those welds out and redo it. Try to rush it, did a shit job. So I'm happy with this, just going to make the top plate and then redo all of them. So yeah, so I'm going to try to take this exhaust out now, get the motor mounted for the final time. I'll probably try to tackle the sump this weekend as well. Try add a section to the front of this, but I'll see how I go. Still got a lot to do over the weekend. But yeah, starting to make good progress. Workshop's a tip. I'm fucking tired as fuck, but we're getting there. We've got a few days, we've got 4 days, so wish us luck. Alright, Sunday morning, running a little bit behind today. Did try to set my alarm clock for 6, but hit snooze, didn't get up to 8, so I'm here now. Yesterday I got the motor on the solid mounts to stop it rock, just everything's so tight. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to hit. I got a little bit more chopped out of the inner guard here, so I can run the intercooler piping out. Obviously turbo sitting in here. So now it's pretty much final assembly. So I've got to get the manifold on today. Manifold on, turbo on, downpipe back in, exhaust on. Get the injectors all plugged in, fuel lines all done, coils finally mounted, all plugged in. Pretty much all the electrical side of things. Alternator back on, some leads, and then I can start looking at the intake. I think I'm going to use the other intake I've got upstairs, because this one, someone's gone to fucking town on this one with some Need It. Or no, it's actually silicon. Obviously I'm guessing that they've tried to weld this bung on and failed miserably, so they've like gooed the shit out of it, and yeah, it's I don't even know what to do to explain this. Like, there's some I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Sorry. Could have run that anywhere. I could have run that on the intercooler piping out here or whatever. It's obviously snowballed a bit, and they've cut off the idle control valve, which is a pain. So my other one upstairs has got the idle control valve. I don't think I can run it on the Microtech, but for when I go Haltech later on, then I can still run it. So yeah. What is that? So yeah, get a few things on this morning, and hopefully get it all signed off so that tomorrow's Monday and Tuesday. I've got 2 full days on it. I hope I can get the deck in. If I can get Aaron to fold me up an express sheet tomorrow. So I've got to cut a strip off this today to take him a sample. Because I'm going to have to bring that out anyway, out to about here flat before it comes up. So if I take another 10 mil or 20 mil off it anyway, it's not going to really matter. Bit of a pain. I was hoping to get that in there this weekend, but it is what it is. And then I can get back into the interior. I can get my shifter. Oh, what's going on there? My shifter cut down to size. Get my door cards all together. My windows working, going up and down. New rubber seals on. Dash back in, handbrake in, wiring tidied up, and then I've got to put in my boost controller. Hopefully Corbin's not feeling too hungover today and he's pulling it out of his Falcon at the moment. And then I've got to find a oil temp gauge. Oh, that's another thing I've got to do as well. Probably build an oil cooler for it, because it's got a little tiny one down in the tub there, looks like for a computer. So I'm going to make a big one that I can put underneath the radiator. Or maybe James might make that while I'm doing everything else. I don't know yet. Time to get some new carpet and some door cards made up.
They'll just glue down.
More
You're going to want to take this out, aren't you?
Alright, literally here at 8 o'clock this morning. It's been like 6 hours and the man has already got carpet made, some door cards. How primo do they look? Fucking wrapped. Progress. The only thing the B1600 rubbers are so bloody tight. Alright, last day before Dyno, so Dyno tomorrow. You don't notice, fucking shaved my beard, now I got a double chin. Motherfucker. It's my sump. Started fucking around with a bit of an add-on. Should give me my capacity back. So still got to make the obviously 2 sides, but just give it a sandblast. Took it off last night, had a look in there. Someone's decided to cut the sump bung with their teeth. Not even clean the plasma swarf off or anything. Kind of glad I pulled it apart, give it a bit of a tickle up. But yeah, should at least add another couple litres of oil. At least another litre and a half. Feel a bit. Alright, got it all braced up, tacked up. A couple little gaps in the joins there, but it's alright, I'll fill it up and match it. Should add a bit more oil to it now. I can look at my mess, Jesus. I just welded the sump up. Give it a bit of a tidy up in a second, but you can see how much more capacity I've added. So it's got a good sized bowl in it now. Hold heaps of oil. Nice and strong. I might even weld a skid plate on the bottom of it as well, so if it ever does touch anything, it's not going to damage it. Alright, just got the sump back in. Good size. It's got to get a magnetic drain bung because it just had a normal orb fitting on it. And then what I think I'll do is I'll build a brace that'll probably go under here to protect the sump. I think I should be alright for the weekend because it still sits quite a bit below everything else, above everything else, but if I'm going to go on the road, I definitely need to do some sort of bash guard. In true fashion, I went to bolt the manifold and the turbo on, bolt the rear housing on first, and because I use these cone nuts, they felt on the bottom of the this machine for the housing. So by the time I'm going to put that one on there, if you can see that, it was a pain. So I took it back off and I actually just got the linisher out and I just linished around that flange. I've got heaps of room now, put a socket on it. So yeah, an hour wasted mucking around doing that, but a couple tools and a couple mods later we're there. Shout out to these guys in Canada who are building this repu over there, and they're going to drive it.
Well, you don't even have
I just watched the first one of them spending time getting it going. Whole engine bay was full of rats nest and bird shit, and they didn't even know if the motor was in there. So shout out to the Canadians. I fucking love a Canadian accent, eh? Good cunts. Yeah, so now I get the turbo on, I can start working out the intercooler pipe, water lines to the turbo, oil feed, oil return, start putting the exhaust on. So Alright, well, I'm watching my favourite Canadians. I've started doing my water lines to my turbo. I just thought I'd show you guys how I work them out. So obviously, your lowest point, you want to have your water feed. I've got this on the least angle I possibly can without the oil return. It's the dumbest thing is the oil returns don't go past the flanges, never. So I've got it pretty much exactly where I need it to be to run the oil return out. They say about a 7-degree angle is your max for your oil feed and oil return. Got my water feed on the lower side and my oil and water return on the higher side. Top side that's returning to your radiator is your pressure side. So water coming out of that into the lower side of the turbo. And then the lower one is my return because it's the water going back into the motor. So it's sucking the water out of the turbo and out of the radiator back into the engine, obviously going up into the water pump. So yeah, my way of showing you guys how to do the water feed and water return for turbos. All right, and then got the coils on, fuel lines all back in. The top radiator hose, I've still got to get a bend for the bottom one. Fans on, turbos on, obviously downpipe, screamer, or the wastegate. The water lines to the turbo, I've welded the AN fittings onto the water pump housing and made the lines. Oil return works, done up the solid mounts, put the intake on for the final time. So yeah, pretty productive day. I really need to give this place a clean because it's doing my head in, so I think that'll be my first thing in the morning. But yeah, I don't know how much better this drive shaft angle looks. Oh, that's way better. I don't know if any of you guys ever see, probably could come over a smidge more, but it's pretty good to me. Before it was like boop, all the way over there, kind of like bananaed. So yeah, get back into it tomorrow. Alright, another Betty going back to the owner. Jimmy's just finished off the fuel lines. This has been another messy one for us. It's going to go back to the owner while he waits for the motor to get rebuilt and the wiring loom made up. And then I think he's going to tackle most of it himself. So we've just done a V-mount, one of our V-mounts, our turbo setups. Done a custom HGT gearbox mount. And then a custom diff brace. So these will be possibly available on the website soon. We just got to confirm our sizing on the jig car because this one we've had to add the brackets on the back of the subframe, so we want one that already has that on there. And then Jimmy's made a very, very beautiful 4-inch exhaust system for it. It transfers from round to oval underneath the diff there so it doesn't hang down super low. And then we've gone with a real nice oval muffler which kind of suits like the similar or the standard look. This is a Adrenaline R muffler and a resonator combo, both race baffled. And then yeah, Jimmy's just done the fuel lines, dash 8 fuel lines. We'll finish them off. Mounted them all to the New Zealand set specs. They're going to be within 300mm bracing the whole way down, even the same with the brake lines. But yeah, how good. Let's
come out bloody nice. I'll put it down in a second and then show you the V-mount and the turbo setup. Oh, we made custom engine mounts for this one as well. Don't know if you can see. Can't really see. But they run like a rubber in there. So we did put these on our website or on our Facebook page to show you guys, and had heaps of interest. But the bushes themselves were like over $100, so we're trying to get them outsourced overseas so that we can bring the cost down to make it more affordable for you guys. So bear with us. Can't hit the track without getting a wheel alignment. Get out. Alright, it's like 12:30, night before dyno. Pretty productive night, thanks to a good mate Dan coming down and giving me a hand for a few hours. So I got all the vacuum lines run for boost, intake back on for the final time, water lines on. The new Phoenix oil cooler down there mounted. We did have to modify one of the fittings to be able to fit past the front cross member. So we cut off, rewelded it, and then we put an oil temp sensor into it as well, assuming the Microtech won't read oil temp when it's got water temp already run to it. So we've got the e-boost in there and oil temp gauge down there. Excuse me. Got the fuel tank modified, so we've got a filler put on it. Someone measured it 20mm short, so looks like there's a fuel bowl going around it, not not how we originally planned, but fuck it, get on the big jobs. Oil in the diff, oil in the gearbox, oil in the engine, radiator's half full. So there is a little bit of a list for tomorrow. I've got probably about a 5-hour buffer tomorrow once Mark gets here, or from when I get to work hopefully to when Mark gets here, so it should be plenty of time. Got the alternator bracket extended 20mm to account for the new ghillie belt. Really don't like this. So this is what was on the old intake. I changed the intake over because I don't know if you remember, but they had that real ugly bit of silicon underneath, so I changed it. Changed the brake booster line to come off the front with the one-way valve. Looks so much better there than down the back there. Sensors in, yeah, Mac valve on, vac lines run. Because it's running like an internal gate style setup, it only runs 2 lines, pretty much turbo pressure in and wastegate pressure out. What else have we done? Yeah, the oil lines down there, so it's much better now. So yeah, it's 12:30 now, so probably about 5 hours sleep. Try to get in here just after 6, and then got a wee bit of a list, but still good. Get this on the big job. I was going to try to get it started tonight, but I've had strict instructions from my mate tonight that's been helping me. He said, "You're too tired, cunt. Fucking go home, have some sleep, and then do a double check in the morning," which I think is probably a smart idea. I was real keen to get it started, but I think he's right. So I'm going to pack up now and head home. Alright, typical fashion. Supposed to be picking Mark up from the airport now at the Centre Inner. So issue I have is I didn't realise that these straight gates are more designed to run as like a vacuum reference, not as a positive reference. They say that you can run them both, but the problem is trying to run it. I suppose it doesn't matter what way it is because it's always going to be the same. But I can take it out, spin it. I can move this. I've had to chop that to try work out what it was doing, but so this is the only way I can really get it to work, is if I have it like that and have it straight like so. If I put it on back in, see, if I put it in here like this, I have to pull that over too much, which bottoms out, which won't give me a full rotation. And then so I chop that and try to bend it, same thing, it won't give me a full rotation because obviously it's not trying to pull it square. So I really need to have it like this to be able to pull it square and get the gate to fully open. Otherwise there's no point in having a straight gate, because if it does not fully open then it's not really working to full efficiency. So Mark's hopefully going to be here soon. Boys are loading up the truck. Hopefully this is an easy fix. maybe my brain, I haven't had much sleep or what, but yeah, we started it up. First start up straight away. Big dirty exhaust leak, obviously coming straight out of the gate. Sitting there idling fine, so like everything we've done is mint, but then figure out this. So scrambling to pick up everything. No, I don't want to fucking give you a push. Yeah, this pretty much sums up my day today. Wastegate issue, and then broken accelerator cable, and now I just fucking oiled down the whole front of these guys' workshop. Ah, fuck, it's coming through, so hopefully that's the last one for the day. We finally made it! Alright, so fuck, today just felt like I was getting kicked on the ground all day till about 3 o'clock. Fuck, it was an emotional day. I definitely nearly walked away from it this morning. Worked fuck pretty much my ass off for the last 3 weeks to get it to this point, and then to work late last night, have fuck all sleep, and then get up this morning and do the initial startup, and having issues with the wastegate. What I didn't realise when I ordered the wastegate, I don't know if it was me or my supplier. I'm not blaming anybody. It's just one of those things. I probably should have done a bit more research myself on it. But the wastegate I had, the straight gate, even though it was a pneumatic one, it was more designed for boost control rather than exhaust gas. So there's actually there's 2 different kinds. So I'll show you both of them tomorrow. So the one that I had is actually a vacuum operated one. So you start the car up, that runs a vacuum pump or has a vacuum system, and it pulls the wastegate shut. And as you get on boost, then it pushes the diaphragm out so that you can control boost that way. Like usually run, I don't want to get into the ways the vacuum lines go for wastegate, so, but then my one is obviously wastegate shut from factory, where the other one was open from factory. So managed to get one from another local supplier, so fuck, thanks to those guys we managed to make the dyno today. And then had a mare of getting it started, because one of us bloody left the brand new turbo cover on, so it wasn't drawing any air. I think that might have been James. I think he might have put it back on after we had our first start up this morning, which is fair because we obviously have shit floating around the workshop and we want to make sure nothing flew on there. But I didn't notice, so luckily Mark was looking. And then obviously trying to start it, and I gave it a bit too much of a pedal, and I fucking pulled the end of the cable off the throttle cable. So Mark and I spent 30 minutes buddy getting that fixed, and then I unloaded it, and then did the old U-turn and SAS's dyno in their driveway to get it on the dyno, and someone didn't start his car last night so that he could do a bolt check this morning, and someone forgot to see that someone didn't put a hose clamp on my oil line last night, and I completely blew the lower oil cooler line off. So lucky it was like literally for like 5 seconds, but it was still enough to bloody spill all over SAS's driveway. This is why I don't like fucking the lead up to Chrome doing your own shit, because it always gets to this point and it gets pretty stressful. So, but thanks for Mark hanging in and helping me get on the dyno. We're actually putting out some pretty good numbers already for a run-in. So to be honest, I had a number in my mind what I was happy with. for a running period. We're already 100 horsepower over that on the first pull, so it's gonna be a bit of a handful. Power curve looks pretty nice, but yeah, fucking. I'm actually, to be honest, like I've driven some fast cars, and I don't usually get terrified of cars, but I think, to be honest, I think this thing is going to be a real handful, and obviously, being so unique, I fucking can't afford to crash it. So I'm going to take my time with it over the weekend, I think, and try to be careful with it, because I definitely want to have this one for the rest of my life. So yeah, fingers crossed everything goes sweet tomorrow. I'm going to finish off the tune in the morning. I'm going to go back now and get the 8 HP GDR all finished, so I might put the guards on it, the bumper on it, or both bumpers on it. Just glue the side skirts on, because the front side skirts can't go on until the front guards are bolted on. Get that all done, and then I might just drive the car around the block, not on boost, just idle pretty much, just to make sure that the gearbox changes gears perfectly, or like alright for the dyno. Excuse me. Boys had it moving through gears on the hoist today. So yeah, another nerve-wracking one for tomorrow, but definitely glad today is over. I'm gonna go back, get this GDR going, and then yeah, I might go home and have try to get 8 hours sleep tonight, then get back there early in the morning. So, but yeah, I want to just thank everyone that's been watching this video so far, or this series. It's definitely been pretty trying. I know I haven't filmed as much as I'd want to, obviously with the time factor and stuff, but I'll try to record as much as I can over the next few days, the lead up to Chrome and Chrome itself. So Alright, night after Chrome, afternoon of Dyno went really good. Still a few touch-ups we're going to do with the tune tomorrow. Kind of pumped it through to get the GDR on. just going to do a cold start and muck around with some of the idle stuff. Smashed the seat out to weld one of the rails on. About to weld a bolt onto the shifter that I had to cut down to fit my big legs in the car. Had a factory steering wheel on, but it was too big. Obviously beam body drops and the floor come up, my knees got a bit too close. Had some pretty bad oil cooling issues today. I was having an intercooler in front of a oil cooler is probably not the best idea. Had to try to get everything as far in as we could, so there's not much of a pocket between it. So we've got a little one mounted back in down in there. It's the one we took out the other day. So comes out of the feed into the bottom of the oil cooler will fill right up, and then the top line will go around to this oil cooler, which has got a fan. It's about yay big, and go across and then back up to the feed. Put some irritants on it, but didn't really like the look of it as much, so we pulled them back off. Got old Scott on the job of doing some lines. You know what you're doing, mate?
Yep, just playing with a black hole.
Fucking North Islanders, eh?
What's that?
Oh, it wasn't even recording. I thought you pushed record. Oh well.
Why did you stop?
Must have kicked the on off button, eh?
Motherfucker!
It's real annoying when that happens.
Fuck, it doesn't work. Especially when you get into position.
Lying down on a car that's pretty much on the ground, so you might as well be lying on the floor anyway. Is it? Yeah. It's got its last bit of life in it.
Sweet.
Yeah, that is something. I'll say that much. That is something. Good job. Well done.
One more thing off the list. Cheers for your help, mate. Nearly done. Made some quick bash guards for fuel tank and a muffler. It's pretty scary welding right next to a fuel tank, I'm not gonna lie.
Pussy.
I don't know if that was real stupid or real brave. One of the two didn't make me feel any better about the situation.
We'll go with stupid, eh?
You know the reasons why I did it though. I'd have to take the whole tray off, the tank out.
It worked out.
No one died. No one died.
Still here to talk about it.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 chance. It was a risk I was willing to take tonight. Fuck, I'm tired. What's this, Scott? Just want to do a simple oil change, eh? How much fucking oil was in it?
Yeah.
Pulled the whole tank up. It's even coming out of the vacuum hole.
And this is still full too.
Oh no.
Oh, it must be Asian. It's Lee King.